Yeah, it's Sunday morning and letting my dogs run on the family property. And I've noticed that today in the newspaper there's another story about political corruption around use of Hakabotan building for free. And in exchange, sometime later, the leaseor of the building gets a couple of government contracts worth close to $10 million. There are so many examples of political corruption in this administration that it costs taxpayers of Guam. I'm just guessing. I think that if I were able to get into the books and drill down, we would probably see maybe $100 million out of the $2 billion has been diverted away from serving the people of Guam into the hands of politically well-connected insiders. I mean, we're seeing cases of it now at Guam Memorial Hospital big time. And, I hear of cases at different departments and agencies. I'm hoping that as a senator, I'm going to be able to use my subpoena power in ways to get to the bottom of this that we're not able to get into with a FOIA document. Because right now, I'm so tempted to file another complaint with the Attorney General's office just to have it on record regarding the collection contract. Because I've already filed a complaint with the Attorney General over the illegal $600 million general obligation bond, I think about 6 weeks ago. And in 6 weeks, I haven't heard a single thing from the Attorney General about this. If there was nothing there, you'd think he'd send me a letter saying, Mr. Leon-Guerrero, we have investigated this issue and we're pleased to report that your fears are ungrounded, that the governor of Guam did not authorize $600 million of general obligation bonds in spite of her signature on a document that appears to do so at the recommendation of the executive manager of Guam Economic Development Authority. It would be so nice if I'd gotten that letter from the Attorney General, but I haven't. And so the complaint I'm so tempted to file right now would be against the governor of Guam for signing a contract with a politically well-connected insider that does not have the required licensing or even an active business license. And in the process, with her signature, the signature of Lillian Posadas, and the signature of Attorney General Levan Camacho, millions of dollars have already been diverted away from Guam Memorial Hospital for nothing. For nothing. Let me say that again, for nothing. And at the same time, Guam Memorial Hospital reports a nearly $50 million operational deficit that has to be made up by taxpayers. That's a typical example of robbing Peter to pay politically well-connected insiders. I know that I'm a little heavy on the politics this time, but we're coming up on an election. We have a chance to overthrow a corrupt regime and replace it with a regime that hopefully will have much better luck reining in the kinds of abuses we've seen in 4 years. I mean, this abuse started the very first month of the Leon-Guerrero Tenorio administration when she gave all her exempt employees large pay raises, appointed unqualified people to positions of power and authority, and signed into law Bill 30, which gutted Guam Memorial Hospital out of about $20 million a year. We can't allow this type of abuse to continue because there's only so much money that a workforce of 50,000 people, 40,000 households, most of whom are struggling to make ends meet in this time of high inflation. We can't afford this level of corruption to continue for 4 more years. So yesterday I had lunch with a group of veterans and I saluted their honor and loyalty to the people of Guam. And I'm encouraging everybody out there to respect the rights that they fought for, they stood for, and a number of them died for. and that is the right to vote. So get out there and vote for change. Vote out politicians who have enabled this government to continue milking the taxpayers of Guam for personal gain. And if you want to know who they are, do a Google search on Bill 1136 vote sheet, or send me a private message and I'll send you that vote sheet, and you'll know which senators in the 36th Guam legislature have made serving Adelup more important than serving the people of Guam. And disclaimer, I am, in addition to being a community advocate, I am running for the 37th Guam legislature so that I can take my advocacy to the next level and use the subpoena powers of my office to get to the root of the levels of corruption that we're seeing come to light on almost a daily basis. Ken Leon-Guerrero, better known as Joaquin Leon-Guerrero, number 14 on the Republican side, and I need your help. If you want me to continue to help you fight corruption and make this island a better place for your children and your grandchildren, vote for me and the Republican candidates.